Tonight on Cronkite News, the WM Phoenix Open wrapped up yesterday after a wet and wild weekend in Scottsdale. We have the breakdown of what happened on Saturday.
Plus, we fill you in on an exclusive place to watch the WM Phoenix Open for expecting mothers on hole 18.
And a nonprofit in Glendale helping single parents get through a difficult time. Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Sammy Miller.
And I'm Ethan Tuttle. Thank you for joining us.
Well, this weekend was a busy one, and it finished with the biggest game of the year. The first Super Bowl in Las Vegas definitely did not disappoint.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Sammy. I was locked in for overtime, but my question to you is, would you have kicked off or deferred in overtime?
Ethan, pretty hard question, but I think I would have made a different decision that the 49ers and I would have deferred. And Brock Purdy and the 49ers started off the game by taking a 10-0 lead over the reigning champions in Kansas City. However, that lead was not enough to stop the Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes from mounting yet another late-game comeback in overtime.
I think so. When you have a good offense like the Chiefs do and what Mahomes can do, for us it's like, all right, we have to score touchdowns, and we had opportunities to do so. I think shot ourselves in the foot with just penalties and the operations and stuff. So I got to be better in terms of leading the guys and just I think how I handle things in the huddle and telling them what to expect, stuff like that. So but yeah, at the end of the day, I think we had the team, the offense to score touchdowns, and I think I failed to put our team in position to do that.
Just like the Super Bowl, the final round of the WM Phoenix Open ended in a dramatic fashion yesterday, with two-time defending champion Scottie Scheffler contending. There was a 5-player race in the final few holes, and of course it went to a playoff. Cronkite News reporter Grant Levesque was there for the wild finish.
35-year-old Canadian Nick Taylor put on a shooting clinic at the WM Phoenix Open all 4 rounds for the greenest show on grass and attracted many fans all week. Being a runner-up to last year's WM Phoenix Open winner Scottie Scheffler, Taylor talked about how this year he knew he had to step up when the lights shined brightest.
I knew, honestly, to start the day, I thought 20, or even after the second round, I thought 20 would be a pretty good spot. And Charlie and Scottie were charging up there, and it was, the ball started to run a bit in the fairways and still playing lift clean place. It was out there for the taking, so you had to keep making birdies as much as you could.
Taylor shot 3 under through his final 4 holes to catch leader Charlie Hoffman at 21 under. In terms of playing in big moments, Taylor finds a thrill in it all.
It's been fun to be in those moments. I think last year I drawed a lot on for the Kane Open, and I've drawn on that for plenty of moments as well. And for whatever reason it is, when the louder it gets, I seem to get a little more locked in and zoned in and kind of relish those moments. It's been a lot of fun.
As the sun went down, the 2-hole playoff ended with Taylor making an 11.5-foot birdie and claiming his 4th PGA Tour victory.
The finish was pretty dreamlike. It was, making all his putts when I needed to was a lot of fun, and the atmosphere has been incredible all week.
From Scottsdale, Grant Levesque, Cronkite News.
With a new piece of hardware and a pep in his step, Nick Taylor will look to continue his stride going into next week at the Genesis Invitational held at the Riviera Country Club.
TPC Scottsdale took on a life of its own on Saturday as the party began to roar too loud. Scottsdale police closed the gates to ticket holders due to overcrowding, and the event stopped selling alcohol early in the afternoon. Weather certainly played a factor in the problems during the event. With the stadium course soaked in rain and alcohol flowing, it made for a muddy mess. Golfers Zach Johnson and Billy Horschel were among those who began to tire of the crowd's antics late in tournament play on Sunday afternoon.
Get him next year.
Buddy, when he's over a shot, shut
Guys.
Get a damn golf shot here. Good job.
Don't, sir. Somebody said it. I'm just sick of it. Just shut up.
Following the round, Johnson had this to say, quote, "This tournament has been inappropriate and crossed the line since I've been on tour, and this is my 21st year." He continued on, "It's to the point where now, how do you reel it in? Because it's taken on a life of its own. I think the Thunderbirds probably need to do something about it. I'm assuming they're ashamed because at some point, Somebody's either going to really get hurt or worse. The Thunderbirds released a statement on Sunday regarding the actions they took the day prior, saying, quote, "As an organization, our fans and their safety is our top priority. Due to steady rainfall in Scottsdale this week that created deteriorating course conditions, we unfortunately had to close the gates at the tournament entrance and stop allowing fans to enter the golf course on Saturday afternoon." They go on to mention how they consulted event officials to make the decision and apologize to fans that missed out. Following his round, two-time major champion Zach Johnson told the media he does not plan on returning to next year's tournament.
And coming up next, Hamilton's historic baseball program embarks on another season.
Find out exactly how the team was able to keep the success up all these years.
And coming up, Hall of Fame Hamilton baseball coach Mike Woods is preparing for another season and is rebuilding his roster.
Also, we get a look at this week's upcoming weather forecast when we come back.
What Cronkite News means to me is opportunity.
We do news right at Cronkite News, serving a community ethically, honestly, and truthfully.
And we can provide a necessarily different angle, different voice for those people that really need it.
The students, they have a lot of passion for journalism.
I get to do a lot of stories about the Hispanic community.
And we have access to cover all of these sorts of events and get media coverage of all these different personalities and athletes, and that's just a huge thing.
But it's also a chance for people here to be humanized. Individuals of all walks of life.
Cronkite News will help take the next generation of journalists onto their next careers.
I am old enough to remember Walter Cronkite.
We're putting a lot of pride on his name because we are practicing a lot of the things that he did.
I think he'd be smiling from ear to ear.
I.
We are Cronkite.
The Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication's Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
The WM Phoenix Open may be a PGA Tour event, but it's also about charity. The Patriots Outpost at the Open has been hosting military families for years. And as Alex DaCosta reports, this year the Outpost threw a baby shower for the expectant mothers on the 18th hole.
The Patriots Outpost has been around since the early 2000s and has grown into one of the most standout features of the WM Phoenix Open. The hospitality tent hosts around 3,000 to 3,500 veterans daily, and it is the 12th year they have hosted Operation Shower. Started out of St. Louis, the nonprofit organization Operation Shower hosts events nationwide. Product director Lindsay Fletcher describes some of the awesome gifts the family received.
The moms will all receive what we call our shower in a box. It's a box that is filled with all the amenities, from diapers and wipes to onesies and outfits and baby shoes. It's everything that they need for their baby.
For many military families, Operation Shower is more than just an event. Thunderbird Timothy Terrence knows about the challenges of growing your family while serving in the military.
I'm a retired lieutenant colonel in the Arizona Army National Guard, and I had our first kid when I was deployed, and so it's really special to celebrate these spouses.
Military families from all over Arizona traveled to Scottsdale to attend this special day. U.S. Army soldier and expecting mother Ashley Richardson came all the way from Tucson to celebrate.
My family is on the other side of the country, and they really wanted me to have a baby shower, and I didn't want to because I didn't really have anyone here. So being able to come to this and do something with a whole bunch of other mothers and make it feel like family was really nice.
At the event, families celebrate by playing games, winning prizes, and enjoying fine dining, all while having the spectacular view of the 18th hole. Operation Shower has helped enhance the lives of military mothers nationwide. In Scottsdale, Alex DaCosta, Cronkite News.
Such a fun event. 35 military families attended Operation Shower.
Now for a different honor, this one in high school baseball. Hamilton's baseball coach Mike Woods can add Hall of Famer to his resume. Cronkite News reporter Josh Amick has more on the only baseball coach Hamilton has had in the program's history.
Going into the program's 26th season, Hamilton baseball has been synonymous with one name, Mike Woods. He has led the school to 9 state championships in his tenure, winning 5 of the last 7 seasons. But the Hall of Fame coach and his staff still gives credit to the players for Hamilton's continued history of success.
The players are able to buy in. The players love coming here. They love playing here for Coach Woods. So he's gained that reputation as one of the best coaches in Arizona, if not in the nation.
Hamilton baseball has seen 4 players make their major league debut. Eric Ferris, Patrick Murphy, Jake Wong last year, and former National League MVP Cody Bellinger. They've had 30 players drafted overall by Major League Baseball, and that is just a testament to the program Coach Woods has built.
Alumni game was like a big reunion of everybody, and it's kind of shows a continuum, and that's probably more than anything what I'm most proud of. Yeah. You know, even more than the championships, just the way the kids come back and they like being part of something bigger than themselves.
That team mindset can be traced back to the inaugural season when Hamilton was willing to hire either Coach Spears or Woods as their first head coach, if one of them was willing to be the assistant. 26 years and 9 state championships later, Spears still remains loyal to Woods as his assistant coach.
I told him after the first year, if you want me, I'm staying here. I mean, because he's a really good coach, fully dedicated to baseball, loves the players, and I'm like, I'm on board. And so we've just been doing it ever since.
The program has become an Arizona perennial powerhouse as they look to win their 3rd straight title this year. But for all of his accolades, Woods remains humble in his approach.
Secret of success, you know, truthfully, this award or this honor, I look at it as a program award, you know, because it's really about, you know, my staff, all these guys that are here today have been with me forever.
Woods will face a tough challenge this year as he has to replace his entire starting infield who graduated and moved on to play college ball. But given their history, the Huskies will strive to keep their consecutive state appearances alive for the 23rd season. In Chandler, Josh Amick, Cronkite News.
The Huskies will defend their 6A state title when their season begins on February 21st against Mountain Ridge as they look to three-peat as state champions.
And Ethan, last week was less than perfect for the WM Phoenix Open, but we have Max Williams in the Cronkite Weather Center to tell us if the rain is finally going away.
Thanks, guys. Well, as we kick off this week on the Monday following the Super Bowl, we've got a relatively tame evening in store, dipping just into the mid-50s as we approach 10 p.m. But I want to take a more broader look at what we can expect over the next few days. I'm talking about this system moving in from the West Coast. That's going to be moving north. I'm talking about this Portland, Seattle area up here that's going to be expecting a lot of rain, but more importantly, the lack of rain down here in the state of Arizona. Expect clear skies and maybe a few clouds down here, but nothing like the rain that we saw in the past couple of days with the Phoenix Open. So what does all this dryness do for the temperatures? Well, as we take a look at the lows, 46 degrees in Phoenix tomorrow, 41 down in Tucson, and as we look north, 17 degrees in Flagstaff, and the lowest low is going to be 16 in the Grand Canyon. So how do those temperatures change throughout the day? We're going to warm up a little bit, 71 degrees down here in Phoenix, and it gets up to as high as almost 50 degrees up north in the Grand Canyon. Looking over the next few days, it's going to get pretty warm with that sun coming out from behind the clouds, 74 degrees on Thursday. And as we reveal that President's Day weekend, partially cloudy on Saturday and Sunday, but look at those temps, 76 degrees on Saturday. Perfect opportunity to get out and be active before we may see a slim chance of rain on Tuesday. So we'll be monitoring that system as it approaches. From the Cronkite Weather Center, I'm Max Williams.
Coming up next, a look at news headlines from around Arizona,
including a new report of a highly contagious disease right here in the valley. Find out next what Maricopa County health officials are urging individuals to do to keep them safe and slow down the spread.
What Cronkite News means to me is opportunity.
We do news right at Cronkite News, serving a community ethically, honestly, and truthfully.
And we can provide a necessarily different angle, different voice for those people that really need it.
The students, they have a lot of passion for journalism.
I get to do a lot of stories about the Hispanic community.
And we have access to cover all of these sorts of events and get media coverage of all these different personalities and athletes, and that's just a huge thing.
But it's also a chance for people here to be humanized, individuals of all walks of life.
Cronkite News will help take the next generation of journalists onto their next careers.
I am old enough to remember Walter Cronkite.
We're putting a lot of pride on his name because we are practicing a lot of the things that he did.
I think he'd be smiling from ear to ear.
I.
We are Cronkite.
The Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication's Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Find out what's on Arizona PBS at azpbs.org/schedule.
Welcome back. I'm Zariah Cole here with your news across Arizona. A case of measles was confirmed in the Valley. According to Maricopa County health officials, the rise of the contagious disease is not only spreading through the U.S., but overseas as well. Measles can spread through the air and cause serious illness to young children, pregnant women, and people with poor immune systems. Maricopa County health officials are urging residents to stay up to date with their vaccines. If you've known anyone who's had cancer, you know recovery can be daunting, exhausting, and a financial drain. Now imagine you're a single parent without a support system. Lauren Bly joins us to tell us more about a local nonprofit helping cancer patients.
The Singletons started as a way to honor a single mom who lost her battle to cancer. Now it's an organization lifting an entire community of single parents who are facing, in some cases, the toughest battle of their lives.
Marlea Nigro and her daughter Marissa don't take making a wish on a dandelion for granted. In 2019, Marlea was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer.
It was really scary having to know that my mom had cancer, and I was really worried about her dying and stuff.
Aww. There would be rounds of chemo ahead, coupled with sleepless nights and not being able to get out of bed.
So I wasn't the, as I was called at one point, an Energizer bunny, because I was like, but now I had to slow down, and it was very frustrating to say.
Only a year before Marissa's father, her partner in parenting, passed away. It was just her and Marissa.
Gosh, now me?
During treatment, she found out about the Singletons, a nonprofit devoted to helping single parents with cancer.
The population we serve is not just underserved, they are under-recognized. People have not recognized that this population exists at the level that it does.
I'm a parent with cancer and children.
Herminia King found the Singletons at just the right time in her life. Now she didn't have to worry about small things, like putting dinner on the table.
So much easier for me, for the days that I just wasn't able to get up and get moving. I didn't want to. I just didn't have the energy.
The Singletons provide groceries, household items, and even some financial assistance because for some single parents, their support system can't handle something as daunting as cancer.
The organization occupies a small office space with shelves of food, gift baskets, and even a pool table. But it's the things you can't see that really makes a difference to their participants. For Nigro, it was the sense that she wasn't alone.
Family. having someone I can go to, having someone that cares.
Now Nigro is in remission and worrying about more mundane things these days. And her focus is on her future.
Not the bed.
With her daughter.
Participants receive services free of charge, and applications to join the community are on their website. In the newsroom, Lauren Bly, Cronkite News.
A bipartisan bill was signed into law last week by Governor Katie Hobbs, which will give election workers more time to tally votes. After weeks of negotiations, lawmakers agreed on a plan that would move up Arizona's primary election 1 week to July 30th. The bill also protects standards for verifying ballot signatures to prevent voter identity theft. President Donald Trump is facing criticism from world leaders after his controversial comments on NATO. While speaking at the rally over the weekend, Trump retold a story from when he was president and says he issued a warning against NATO allies that don't meet NATO spending targets.
The presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want.
The White House has criticized Trump's remarks. A spokesperson for the White House has said, quote, encouraging invasions of our closest allies by murderous regimes is appalling. The $95 billion aid bill cleared a hurdle yesterday and is closer to a Senate floor vote. The bill would provide national security assistance for Ukraine and Gaza, while also providing humanitarian help for civilians in Gaza. Republican support for Ukraine is also wavering. If the aid bill passes the Senate, its fate in the House is still unclear. That is all for your news headlines. I'm Zariah Cole for Cronkite News. Back to you guys.
Coming up next, we take a look at the highlights from the week at the WM Phoenix Open.
We will take a look at some of the most interesting and memorable fans from the tournament.
What Cronkite News means to me is opportunity.
We do news right at Cronkite News, serving a community ethically, honestly, and truthfully.
And we can provide a necessarily different angle, different voice for those people that really need it.
The students, they have a lot of passion for journalism.
I get to do a lot of stories about the Hispanic community.
And we have access to cover all of these sorts of events and get media coverage of all these different personalities and athletes, and that's just a huge thing.
But it's also a chance for people here to be humanized, individuals of all walks of life.
Cronkite News will help take the next generation of journalists onto their next careers.
I am old enough to remember Walter Cronkite.
We're putting a lot of pride on his name because we are practicing a lot of the things that he did.
I think he'd be smiling from ear to ear.
I.
We are Cronkite.
The Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication's Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
The WM Phoenix Open was quite the show this year, and while there may have been some overly rowdy moments like you mentioned, Ethan, the fans are what makes this tournament special.
Yes, our Jack Pearson gives us an up-close look at some of the more memorable and respectful moments from this year's tournament.
Welcome to the 2024 WM Phoenix Open.
They're here to party, but they're here to watch golf.
Let's go!
It's the best tournament on tour by far.
Let him cook! Let him cook! Let him cook!
It's crazy. It's so much fun. People are like just so rowdy.
This is an event that just brings everyone together, whether you like golf, whether you don't. It just brings in like bachelor parties, whatever. If you want to do whatever, you can come here and you'll have a blast.
We're here to support Mingwu Lee. Let him cook is the phrase. They have matching shoes, matching pants, matching shirts, hats. Awesome.
We've got 200 of us out here today supporting Mingwu Lee. It's going to be a great day. We're wearing exactly what he's wearing today.
I mean, obviously, if you see a bunch of people wearing the same outfit you're in chef's hats with your motto, you know, you're saying on the chef's hat, let him cook, then you know, you got to feel the love and feel the support of the fans. Golf needs this type of atmosphere, and we're just happy to come out and support it.
That's it for Cronkite News. Thank you so much for joining us.
And to see top Arizona stories anytime, log on to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.